Things that we learnt, introducing the business case. Well, when we came in, I'm often told that I'm a lazy programmer. And I'm lazy because I don't like documentation. But then again, I don't know any programmers that actually like documentation. It's one of the most boring bits. So what we had is this business problem where we need to actually document our solutions, but we don't want to spend any time doing it. And we would also like to be able to share that documentation with other people. So it can actually help us describe the code that we've written and is it working or is it not, and other people can understand. Now, SAP, lots of people didn't actually know that there is some functionality in SAP to expose UML diagrams, but there's no way you can actually share it. So you can create a PDF, but that's a little bit awkward. So we thought, hey, let's address this problem and find some way to extract out this stuff and share it. And then we saw the presentation about gravity, and we thought, hey, that would be cool. Let's try and do it like that. And then we learned some stuff. We learned, where's my piece of paper? We learned that, that gravity doesn't like JNet, which is the way that SAP normally exposes stuff. It likes the UML diagrams. So we tried a different format, XML, which is BPMN2, which is the language that Gravity likes. Well, that didn't really work either because we couldn't actually expose that directly into Gravity. I think we may have crashed the Gravity server overnight, the actual live production one. It's back and running now. We tried to use JavaScript to actually insert a layer on top of Gravity, so we have a Gravity server. That didn't work either. So and then we hacked the solution, and we've got this. There's a format called GMS, which is how Gravity stores it. We don't know what gravity modeling shit or something, but we're not quite exactly sure what that means. So where are we at? The idea is that we're going to collaborate. So what I think we should probably do is actually run through the solution now. You can see what we've got. So the idea is we can run tests. We've got a little program here. We try to build something really, really simple. There we go. That's a really simple program. You can see it executed up there. So hopefully. Okay, right, we have a trace. Whatever. I'll just go restart transaction. So we've got let's look at the evaluation of that. And there it is at the top. Right, this is where I cross my fingers lots. And so now we've got a little intercept, so it's asking, do we want to actually display this diagram in Gravity? I press yes. That's pulled the data, reformatted it, played around with it a little bit, completely abused the Gravity file format. And so now, if I open up this, this is the real kicker. So we're connecting to a local Gravity server, and there we go. So we now have a simple UML use case diagram, which has actually got the programs and classes and stuff, and showing the method calls that have happened between the actions, and we've just completely abused BPM to show it in the format like that. So, right, so if we just quickly go through the technologies that we tried to use, or didn't, is probably more the case. We had the SAT, the JNet, BPMN2. As I said, JavaScript didn't work. Gravity modeling shit. And then we just inserted a little plug into the SAP system to actually allow us to send that to the Gravity server. So that's... Have we got anything else? Yeah, learnings. Gravity does not like Unicode. Really doesn't like Unicode. If at first you don't succeed, there is another way always, and we've tried several of them, like lots of them through this. Martin's feet really smell bad, and he had half an hour's sleep, and he hasn't had a shower, and it's not good when you're coding. And then a random thing in gravity, y equals in the 0 is the center, not to the left. Left? If you really want to check that we're not just making stuff up that is the program which generated the trace file which you saw up there, the UML diagram. So it is actually true, and so there you go, package thing. One of the great things is this is actually something which could be useful. You could really use this, even in the state that we've got it right now. You could take this and run with it and play. So, thank you very much. Thanks for your attention. Thanks to my team.
Well, Mad Doc, I love your team name. I love the whole product concept and what have you. It's fantastic. Snidely Whiplash there, the whole lot. Yeah. I think I'm reminded a bit of the old Thomas Edison quote. That we haven't failed. We've just found half a dozen ways not to do something. So I can understand that it's been a long night, and it's great that you've actually got it to work after ruling out all of those things. So and I can understand it's actually quite useful to be able to do this. So fantastic, actually, and particularly remembering I think Gravity's really a beta product. So it's good to see. So well done, guys.
Thank you.
It helps if you stay on the knees.
Yeah. That's right. Now receive the verdict. No, loved your presentation. I loved the way you put it forward, that you said that worked, that didn't work either, and that didn't work either. That was great. So sharing your learnings with us. I loved that you were able to crash the Gravity production server in Waldorf. I think that's a fantastic sign of using the system properly. Thank you. No, that's great. In research, serious now. In research, we always love it when we can crash something, because then we know we found another problem which we can fix, right? So thanks for telling us that Gravity doesn't like Unicode. We will pass this on to the developer if they don't know it already. What I loved also is the way that you used Gravity, because it was absolutely not designed in the way you used it. It was intended to be an end-user process design tool, and you use it as a tool to document your code in UML. Fantastic. So again, a way that we hadn't thought of Gravity could be used. So again, thank you for sharing this innovation with us. So all in all, I think it was a very good presentation. I think it was a very good project. And thank you about all the findings that you made in it.
Well, what should I add on top of that? I don't want to repeat the fact that you obviously admitted that you had problem 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually think it's psychology, because if you admit all those problems, once you come up with a solution, I believe you anything, even if I don't understand the program code. So that was, of course, very nicely getting across as well. Most of the other things have been said already, are probably emphasizing once again the idea of InnoJam, that it's programming, it's solution searching, and it's fun. And I think that comes across very strongly, and that's fantastic. And from the presentation point of view, most has been said already. For me, always the greatest thing is live. And I love that. So really going into seeing how it actually works, and just right in front of us. Perfect.
Just one thing I'd like to say about that. That's using the features that are in the 702 ABAP engine. So that's stuff that's available for anybody to use, but tying sort of the old school SAP into the new school SAP. So everything's there. It's sort of the central SAP versus the edge SAP.
Yeah, no, fantastic. And I think you can get up from the knees now.
Okay, week, Team 4. I know you really did a lot of hard work on this one. I think probably the sort of the problem formulation probably maybe got on top of you a little bit there, and but I do really appreciate all the things that you did, and echo Carson's words there about alerting them to things that didn't work. So it was good. So I've gone with a 7 for you guys.
Okay. I loved the way you trashed the server. That was great. You found new things. You focused largely on gravity, so there was probably less complexity in the project in terms of tying in together different technologies. But you compensated very well by digging deeper in one technology. So it's very difficult to now compare these two. But in my mind, I have settled for you on 9 points.
Ooh.
Well, hard for me now, but I have my point score already there. I think in terms of entertainment value, it was 12. But unfortunately, that's not the only criterion. I think the work was obviously big and so on. I think in terms of the complexity on what was embarked, I think you basically did a great job. It didn't seem to me as such a big job as probably Team 3. So I would say it's probably slightly below that, and that of course means 8.
Ooh. Let me guess, is it 21? 22? 25? No. 24. Okay. 24.